today's tough economic times, small businesses are finding it hard to pay for traditional advertisements like these banners. Instead, they're turning to new mediums like Facebook. Another change is happening on 95. Starting tomorrow, you'll have to stop at that light and wait for the green to enter the highway. Police say early this morning, a music teacher, Pablo Amador, moved through his house, shooting and killing his 2 teenage daughters, his wife, and then turned the gun on himself. His 16-year-old son, Javier, was also in the home, but managed to escape and called police. After a year-long investigation, 5 Fort Lauderdale men were arrested after allegedly robbing 19 construction sites. The National Weather Service has just announced that this winter has been the driest South Florida has ever seen, and due to these dry conditions, wildfire season has started early. In today's hard economic times, people cannot afford to buy a new vehicle. Because of this, dealers are having a hard time keeping their revenues up. Here at the Fort Lauderdale International Car Show, manufacturers are having to scale down on their new vehicle presentations. After 5 years and about 14 different contract deals, the Florida Marlins are still hoping to get their new stadium. And once again today, the Miami County Commission will be voting on whether or not this deal will actually happen. Already this morning in Coral Springs, a pedestrian was hit at Coral Springs Drive and Sample Road. All northbound lanes have been shut down. Your best alternate route would be to take University Drive. Also, lanes have been closed in Fort Lauderdale at Rock Island Road and Bailey Road due to a 6-car pileup. Traffic is moving slowly through this area. The Broward Heart Walk is in full effect at Nova Southeastern University, and approximately 8,000 people came out to show their support.
We have some different villages, and at each village you'll be able to learn something, but have fun too. Learn about heart disease, get your blood pressure checked, have some snacks, and enjoy the walk.
Heart disease is the #1 killer in both men and women. This includes strokes and heart attacks. About 1 million people are killed every year because of heart disease, which is why this walk is so important.
Very important, because I think too many people don't realize what the symptoms are of a heart attack, and they need to be made aware of it, and I want to be a part of this.
There are ways to help prevent heart disease, such as eating right and exercising. And for every hour of vigorous workout, 2 hours are added to one's life expectancy.
You know, personally, it's just, really starting that at home and looking at what they're doing, but just simply just walking at home. It could just be for 30 minutes a day or 30 minutes, 4 to 5 times a week. And that's all we say at the American Heart Association. Just start simple steps at home.
And one way you can start helping yourself and others is to come out to the walk and participate in all the activities. But if you can't make it and you would still like to help, you can log on to the American Heart Association website for more information. This is Shayna Rayner, Local 10 News. This morning, the Fish and Wildlife Commission was called when an injured manatee was spotted in a local Pompano Beach canal.
Most of the time, they're right down the center of the canal, and they got to come up every 20 minutes or so and get a little bit of breath air.
When the rescue team arrived on the scene, they were able to locate and capture the 700-pound manatee.
1, 2, 3, go!
The Fish and Wildlife Commission was able to rescue the manatee in a timely fashion. Unfortunately, the stress of the rescue was more than he could take.
I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah.
You didn't make it. I hate this when this happens, but unfortunately,
He's not responsive right now.
He's not responsive right now.
Though this is very tragic, it is not uncommon for rescuers to pull dead manatees from the water. This one happened to be the 43rd this year. Most teenagers who own cars also own cell phones. Today at the university school, kids are learning the dangers of driving while texting. In today's technologically advanced world, using a cell phone while driving is very common, and recently text messaging while driving has been on the rise. But what people don't realize are the dangers that come with not giving the road 100% of their attention.
My entire family, friends, and all the drivers around me were starting to text and drive like it was no big deal. And really, I think it is, because it really deteriorates your reaction time.
At the university school in Davie, students got to try out their driving and texting skills on special simulators that mimicked an actual busy road, soon realizing that maybe it wasn't as easy as they thought. The sponsor believes that this project will reduce the number of accidents that are caused by using a phone while driving.
Well, I thought it was important because every day in the type of work I do, I deal with people involved in auto accidents. And I would say that more than half of them, when I ask people what happened in the accident, they almost always say, well, the person behind me was talking on the phone, or it looked like they were text messaging.
As students were using these defensive driving simulators, they soon discovered that while they were texting, they were drifting into other lanes and crashing, proving the point that texting and driving just don't mix.
I think it's dangerous, and most kids probably think that they can handle it, but I do think it's dangerous, and I think that it was a mistake to do that.
Though most students have admitted to texting while driving in the past, the simulator will help prevent that in the future. This has been Shayna Rayner with Local 10 News. Today, an erratic driver drove up onto a sidewalk, hitting 2 pedestrians who were waiting at a bus stop, killing one and injuring another. The woman that was hit by the car, Anisha Anderson, was able to avoid this potentially serious accident and walked away with only a scratch.
I was standing up at the bus stop, and I normally daydream, so I was just kind of daydreaming, and then all of a sudden I see this blue car coming up on the sidewalk, so I'm kind of like shocked, and then like seconds later he was right in front of me.
Many people witnessed the accident but had a hard time understanding how it all happened. One young man, Jader Podesme, saw it all unfold and called 911.
The driver was leaving from this plaza, right? And he's leaving into A Street, right? And he just accelerates, and he loses control, and he just ends up hitting.
Though this accident could have been a lot worse, it still left onlookers shaken up.
It happened so quick, you know, it's just really quick.
The car accident is still under investigation, but the driver has been charged with a traffic violation. This has been Shayna Rayner with Local 10 News.